Hello and welcome back to the Parkinson'S Foundation Mindfulness Mondays community. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, it's so great to have you here and welcome. And thank you to all of you who continue to join us during this time on our Mondays. I'd like to give a shout out to those of you who are joining us from Italy, Scotland, England, and India, and all across the United States. I just can't say how much gratitude I have for the space that you guys hold to practice mindfulness during this time. So thank you so much for joining us. My name is Crista Ellis. I am the Community Programs Manager for the Florida and Gulf Coast chapters with the Parkinson'S Foundation. The Parkinson'S Foundation will be hosting virtual events each Monday, Mindfulness Monday, Wellness Wednesdays, and Fitness Fridays. You can join and learn more through parkinson.org/PD Health. The Parkinson'S Foundation provides families with free resources, including our parkinsons.org website, educational books, webinars, podcasts, a hospitalization kit, and our toll-free helpline, 1-800-4PD-INFO, which is staffed by Parkinson's specialists. To learn more about our resources and our upcoming virtual events, remember to visit our website, parkinson.org, or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO. This Wellness Wednesday, we will be hosting a neuropsychologist from the University of Miami who will be talking about the communication challenges someone with Parkinson's disease might face. So please join us this Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you aren't already and are able to, I'd like to invite you to join us on camera and see your Parkinson's mindfulness community. Take a moment as you join us on camera to scroll through, see your community, wave hi, and say hello. It's so good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining us on camera. You all look so beautiful. And for those of you who are joining in by phone or just simply joining us online, thank you so much for being here. I'm happy to welcome back our meditation expert, Dr. Craig Hase, who will guide us through a meditation of mindfulness today of emotions. Craig?
Hi. Well, it's wonderful to be here and to see you all. I've started looking forward to Monday mornings, which I like. I haven't always looked forward to Monday mornings in my life, but getting to hang out with all of you, I find pretty delightful. So it's just nice to be here. Let's start with a really brief meditation. I call these drop-ins. A drop-in meditation is just a minute or two long. And I love these because you can do them anywhere. I've done drop-in meditations on the bus, on trains and planes, in my living room. At a party, I might go to the bathroom and do a minute-long drop-in meditation. Don't tell anybody that. That's my private thing. But I can do a drop-in meditation anytime that I'm feeling a little frazzled. I can just kind of come back to myself for a minute or two. So let's do that, and we'll do it specifically in the area of emotions. So allow your eyes to close. Maybe take a deep breath. And then bring a warm awareness to the area of your chest, your heart. And kind of take the temperature. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling? And you could really welcome in whatever is here. You don't have to be feeling terrific. Maybe there's a little bit of anxiety or resistance or anger or sadness or joy, contentment. Maybe there's a range of feelings that is just alive for you. See if you can maybe name one or two emotions just for yourself. And kind of make room for whatever is here. Good. And let's take another deep breath. Or you could open your eyes. And I'd like you, if you're willing, to type into the chat what you are feeling. If you want to do it privately, just to me, you can scroll down and find my name and just type it in just to me. And if you feel comfortable doing it publicly, you could do it to everyone. Right? So just typing in whatever feelings were present for you or are present for you this afternoon, if it's afternoon your time, this evening maybe, if you're in Europe, or this morning if you're on the West Coast of the United States. What emotions did you notice? So Diane is saying close to people today, the sense of being close to people. Yeah, Pat is saying stress and tiredness. I think a lot of people can relate to that. And somebody privately is saying to me, anxious, unsettled. Yeah. Brenda's, anxious. I think we live in an age of anxiety. I certainly passed through lots of phases of feeling anxious. Yeah, and Denise is saying joy and happy that it is Mindful Monday. Wonderful. It's Mindful Monday. We can feel joyful. And Crista is conflicted, frustrated, and grateful. That name's, this dynamic of being able to feel multiple things all at the same time, even opposites at the same time. The human heart has this capacity for nuance. Eric is saying calming, increased focus, tempered by fatigue. Great. Privately, someone's saying to me, sadness. Lisa is saying sad. Privately, someone's saying peace because of dull environment due to rain on the way in Georgia. Robert is too much to do. Yes, I'm with you. Too much to do. Why is there so much to do? Some people also might be feeling too little to do, right? Or some people might be in a sweet spot right now. Maria is saying relaxed, content, peaceful. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Thank you. So that just gives us a sense. I think it gives me a sense where everybody is at and the range of experiences that people are having right now. I think also just as a community, there can be maybe even a feeling of closeness when we recognize that others all around the world might be feeling something close to what we're feeling, or they might be feeling something different. But whatever they are feeling, whatever we are feeling, there is this dynamic, moving, changing experience of the human heart, of emotions. And so a lot of times I hear from people that are just coming into mindfulness and meditation, this idea that they need to be calm, right? That meditation, mindfulness practice is about being calm. Has anyone heard that? I've got to be calm, right? That's what this is about. And then, of course, if I'm not calm, somehow I'm bad at it. If I'm not calm, I'm bad at meditation, or I'm bad at mindfulness, or it's not working, right? We have that with thoughts too, like, oh, I have to have no thoughts. If I have thoughts, then I'm bad at this meditation thing. Or if I'm sitting here for 5 minutes and I feel angry the whole time, that was not a good meditation. But here's the thing, actually. that might be a misconception. It might not be the case that meditation is about always being calm. In fact, what I would say, and the way that I've been trained to look at these things, is that meditation is simply about being here. It's about being aware, and maybe even about being alive. So it's not that in meditation we try to achieve some special state of beautiful calm. It's really that we want to be touching the kind of live wire of authenticity, the sense of really being with what's happening, no matter what it is. And so we've done, over the last weeks, we've done this range of meditation practices together, like feeling your body. And when you felt your body, some of us felt really good in the body, right? Some of us felt really bad. Or some of us had parts of the body that felt really good and parts of the body that felt really bad. And the idea there was just to open to the fullness of this living experience, this living body. The breath too. Sometimes the breath feels really relaxed. Sometimes it feels tight, contracted. Sounds. Sometimes we're hearing beautiful bird song, and sometimes we're hearing a dump truck. We can just be open to the fullness of sound. That's what mindfulness is. And then last week was thoughts, and this week is emotions. So the principle is the same with each one of these experiences. We're just bringing awareness to whatever is here. And so I'll say it one more time strongly, you don't need to feel a particular way. Anything you feel is the practice. And if you're feeling it, you are succeeding. That's it. Now, of course, the secret is that the more you're able to do this, the more that you're able to really bring this awareness to your emotions, there's a side effect that you will probably feel calmer over the long term. The more that you train yourself to really be with what's here and not fight it, yes, unfortunately, you will probably become calmer in the long term. So that's like a side effect. But that's not, in a sense, the purpose, and that's certainly not the technique. The technique is just being alive and aware and awake and making lots of room for this whole body, heart, mind experience. Yeah. So that's my speech. And I thought maybe we could do some meditation together. Maybe about, maybe 7 or 8 minutes. That'd be good. Maybe 7 or 8 minutes of practice, and then we'll have some time for questions and answers. One of my favorite things about Zoom is pets. You know, like when I'm teaching in person, I never get to meet anybody's pets. But I meet lots of cats and dogs now that we're in Zoom. I do all my teaching in Zoom. So find a comfortable position. It could be sitting in a chair or sitting on your couch. And just allow your eyes to close. And let's take 3 nice deep breaths together. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you're just letting your body begin to settle into your chair as you allow your mind to settle into your body. So we'll begin, just feel your body. Feel the fullness of sensation that is your body. And then in particular, allowing this warm awareness, this friendly attention to begin to gather in your heart. You could feel the physical sensations in your chest. Maybe notice, does your chest feel, does it feel contracted? You know, kind of frozen a little bit, or does it feel warm? Does it feel relaxed? And just noticing with a light touch, you're not making demands. It's not like you need to be open or you need to be warm. It's just like, what's here? How's it feel? How's the physical feeling in your heart, in this area of your chest? Just giving yourself a few moments to really feel this. Feel whatever tightness might be here, or feel the parts of your chest that might feel kind of relaxed, at ease. And then beginning to turn your awareness toward emotion. Can you just notice what feelings might be here for you? Stress is really welcome. It's like you're putting out the welcome mat for stress, anxiety, frustration, gratitude. It's almost like you're inviting them in. You know, we spend a lot of our lives resisting uncomfortable feelings. And the truth is, when we resist, they persist. They get caught, they get stuck, we get tight. So what we're doing now is like putting out the welcome mat and inviting them all in. It's like, come on into the living room, have a seat here. Okay, anger, you can have the love seat. Make lots of room for you. Sadness. Sadness gets a nice big spot on the couch. You can kind of stretch out. And joy could just dance all over the living room. Yeah, if there's joy here, let it be joyful. Whatever is alive in your heart could really just have the room that it needs, the space that it needs. And when you wander off into thinking about what's happening, which will happen, when you're thinking about the future or thinking about the past, just notice that that's going on, and then let the fullness of your heart experience draw you back. And really feel what's here. It could be dullness, numbness. That's welcome. It could be agitation, anxiety. That's welcome. It could be a lot of love. It can make room for love. So we'll just spend a minute or two in silence here, bringing this warm awareness, this kind attention to your heart, feeling whatever is alive, whatever is here for you. Okay, and maybe take a couple of more deep breaths, just really breathing deep into your lungs, even feeling like you might be breathing into your belly. And you could let your eyes open and just look around your room, see where you are. You might even look as if you have never been here before. What's it like? What colors do you see? What objects? What shapes? See it fresh, kind of. Yeah, and then come back to us on our Brady Bunch Zoom screen here. Okay, so maybe we can use the chat function again. Just any questions that you might have or any reports of how that was for you. So you could write in, how was that for you? Or I'm perplexed. Or I have a question. Anything that's, or really anything. You can chat anything you want. Okay, so Deborah is saying it was very calming. I think I may have fallen asleep. Wonderful. This comes up almost every time, and I always say, hey, great, if you fell asleep, that probably means that you're tired. So wonderful to rest. Denise is saying relaxed and present. Yeah, privately somebody's saying to me, a challenge that I had was noticing the heartbeat. Oh, okay, that actually invoked some anxiety when bringing awareness to the heart space, right? So somebody who can actually feel their heartbeat, they have that level of awareness, the physical feeling of the heartbeat. But then this may be some fear, some anxiety. This comes up a lot in meditation because part of what we notice, I think, this is how I interpret this, part of what we notice when we really tune into the body is how vulnerable the body is, you know? The sense of like, wow, my heart is beating, and it's actually like a living muscle that beats all on its own. And it's been doing this whole time for 42 years for me. Yeah, but it's almost scary to notice because we feel like, oh, it's actually a living muscle. It won't be forever, I'm sorry to say. So there's this fear that can come up, and that's just a natural part of yeah, it's part of just being alive, I think, and part of the meditation practice. Okay. Yeah, great question here. My resident would like to know how meditations help with Parkinson's because we were in assisted living. Her name is Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. So with Parkinson's, the first thing I should say is, so I have a PhD in clinical psychology, but I am not an expert in Parkinson's. But from what I have noticed in working with people who have Parkinson's, there's a couple of different pieces. So one is that there are all these side impacts, right? When you have a chronic condition, it brings a lot of stress for a lot of people, a lot of fear, especially fear of the future. You know, so you're diagnosed with Parkinson's and you're doing okay right now, but then there's always this sense of, I don't know what will happen, right? And so what meditation and mindfulness does is two things. One, it really brings us back to the present moment. So there's this sense of, here's how things are right now. Things are like this. I am looking at my window. I am looking at my wall. I am feeling the body actually as it is right now. That brings the level of anxiety down about the future, right? Because we can get very caught up in the spin of what might happen later. So mindfulness brings us back to the present, and as we train in that, our anxiety levels naturally come down. The second thing is that it calms the body. You know, so you'll still have tremors. This is not a panacea. This is not going to solve all your problems, but there can be a kind of ease. You know, when we can just accept exactly as things are, there can be a kind of ease, like, oh yeah, okay, a tremor. Oh yeah, okay, difficulty in the body. Oh yeah, okay, unpleasant. We can train ourselves to meet each experience with a sense of warmth, a sense of presence, and a sense of almost like love, if I'm allowed to say that on this call. So those are my impressions. But again, I'm just the mindfulness guy. I'm not really the Parkinson's guy. I'm very curious to hear others' experiences, though, if you have something more to say about this topic. So Eric is saying, I find it much easier to enter a mindfulness state when I am with you folks and you lead us. When solo, it is difficult to shut out the world and Parkinson's symptoms. Any advice? My advice, if you're somebody who is technology oriented, is to get an app. So there are a lot of really wonderful apps that you can have on your tablet or on your phone. And they're very, very easy to use. You just download them. Insight Timer is free. And then my favorite, which costs money, it's $10 a month, is called 10% Happier. So that's one piece of advice that I have, is to get an app where somebody will guide you. If you're not as technology friendly, then I would recommend just practicing it. I mean, you can find guided meditations on YouTube, that's very helpful, and just practicing it alone. So I'm coming to the end of my time, and there's so much more that I want to say here. Because there's such really, 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 really good questions, you know, like sad, tears, should I let go and cry or try to stay in a calmer breathing state? That is an excellent question. And are we supposed to shut out the world and our symptoms? That is an excellent question. Maybe we can start with those questions next time. I'm going to actually write them down. because I think they're so good. So I saved my chat, and I'm going to pass these questions on to Devon so that she can actually start by answering them next time, because I want to be respectful of all of your time and make sure that we end, because it is 30 minutes after the hour. So I'll pass it back to Crista. And thank you so much. It's wonderful to spend time with all of you.
Thank you, Craig. Really appreciate those moments of bringing awareness to our emotions, and more so today than ever before. So thank you for giving us the space and the opportunity to tune in with our hearts and with our emotions today. We appreciate you. I'd like to give some gratitude for all of you who make this time and space possible. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't without your participation. So a huge applause and sincere thank you to all of you who join us each Monday. For those of you who are joining us just today, I'd like to personally invite you all to join us for next Monday's mindfulness meditation, where we will be guided through a loving kindness of the self. So that's next Monday. Again, this Wednesday, our Wellness Wednesday, we're doing a virtual webinar with a neuropsychologist who will be talking about the challenges of communication for people with Parkinson's disease. And you can register for that event at parkinson.org/PDHealth. So next Monday, we will be joined by Devon Hase, who will be talking about loving kindness of the self. And until we meet again, thank you all for joining us. Have a lovely week.